Hello everyone, I'm ExtraCheesy87 and this is Let's Play Trails Through Daybreak part 121. In the previous video, we had a lot of stuff going on. We had a whole lot of plot. We got introduced to Sword Lady proper. She's, well, you know, she's her. And I mean that not in the good way. And then Creil got blown up by an unidentified weapon, which was a little surprising. Let's jump into what should be our final chapter. Oh no, God!
This year's been a good one, hasn't it?
Oh, it's like
they're bountiful harvest and the demand's on the up and up.
Okay, I kind of forgot they mentioned something about having like a harvest festival, you know, like every year. I mean, I guess them having a harvest festival every year is not a surprise because, well, it's a rural village, but it happening during it's kind of messed up. I mean, I guess really it's about the same as it would be otherwise, but it's a good bit of, I guess, kind of foreshadowing, having the, well, not really foreshadowing, but like tying it into an offhand reference from earlier into the game.
And it'll keep going up because we have so many new farming techniques for 1209 and beyond. Next year's festival is sure to be better than the last.
Yep. Almost like the real world, where you know what the coolest invention was in the year 1? The plow. You know what the coolest invention was in the year 1300? The plow.
I had loads of fun today, but I would have had even more fun if Lashkar was here. Tomorrow's the last day of the festival.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, I heard the car he was riding in broke down in the capital.
That's like getting your plane canceled on September 11th, man.
It'll be okay though. He'll be here tomorrow for sure. So cheer
your
up.
Flight canceled? That dude's gonna have some survivor's guilt.
Well, looky here. It's everyone's favorite reporter. Why are you walking around town all by your lonesome? Why don't you drop by the bar and grab a couple drinks with me? The night's still young.
I really shouldn't.
Maybe all the villagers will write a petition that's like, hey, instead of us blowing up, can we just get like teleported to like the quantum time dimension for like a game and then pop back out randomly like those guys at the fortress in Azure?
Now, dear, don't pressure the poor man.
Can we get retconned back at? Can they get the Dragon Balls to wish us back?
I'm sorry about him. He's just lonely because our daughter couldn't make it in time for the festival.
Are you the guys with the priestess in training?
I'm not lonely. She said she'd be here tomorrow.
Or are you the guys with the orbment chick? Because I think the priestess lady's come back to the capital at least once, but I think the orbment chick is still in the capital at this point. Yeah, because she was the one talking with Gun Lady.
Oh, it's that hot reporter guy! Hello! What's the latest scoop?
Perhaps he'd be kind enough to do another feature on our inn. Why don't you stop on by? Drinks are on the house.
Trust me, I'd love to. Unfortunately, I've got an early start tomorrow.
Or creating a time-ass tune.
On second thought, I'll take you up on that offer. I'll be over soon. Save me a table.
Bingo!
Yay!
Don't listen to the creepy music.
Sounds good. We'll see you there.
Our moment is at hand, my fellow countrymen. We shall vanquish the knights and the noblemen, trample the enemy underfoot, and stain the palace floors with their blood.
Dude doesn't know what
Fancy
year he's
seeing
in?
you here. I never thought I'd find you casually whistling La Raciones.
I mean, he's whistling fucking loud, dude.
It's been some time since we last met, Dingo Brad. Though we did cross paths in Tharbad, albeit briefly. If we exclude that little encounter, I haven't seen you since your days as a mere informant in Messeldom.
Yeah, and you were still Enrique's second in command back then. I caught wind of your arrival here. I thought the idea was ludicrous at the time, and yet there you stand. So answer me this. What's your game here, Gerard Dantes?
You're a persistent one, I'll give you that. You've been following our trail for a long time now. And lo and behold, your dogged pursuit has finally borne fruit. Congratulations. I shall bestow upon you a reward, one far greater than any Pulitzer.
Took some restraint not to giggle when I saw Pulitzer pop up. Not gonna be honest.
Let me guess. The sweet release of death, huh?
Well, yes. It truly is a pity. I do sincerely respect your investigative prowess. However, before you meet your demise, I will offer you a glimpse of the end of time.
Is that thing made of shards?
Correct. This is the artifact that Basel professor fell just short of completing. Or rather, this is a substitute for it.
Wait.
That would imply that there's something even cooler than nukes, which is impossible.
It's called an explosive lens, or so I hear. Alas, the professor met an untimely end before he could finalize a formula for the most efficient structure. Though this shard-based replica will suffice, and I can detonate it with my sword. Its destructive capabilities are beyond compare. This little village will be history.
Are you insane? You'll get caught up in the blast too!
Nah, it'll be fine.
Ah, but I have an ace up my sleeve. Teleportation. Still, I'd place my odds of survival at 30%. But the thrill of the gamble is irresistible.
Wait! There are children here. Not even Adios could forgive such a heinous act. Please give these people time to evacuate. I'm begging you.
I'm afraid doing that would defeat the entire point of this experiment. Every living creature is equal in the face of true fear. Demonstrating that is my life's purpose. How fortunate that your camera can now connect to a Zypha, though it will not save you.
Oh.
So why not drop it and fight to the bitter end?
Weird line.
Because I know I can't stop you. But thanks to this, I can pass the torch to those who will. Burn in the pits of Gehenna! Gerard Dantes!
Such bravado. Now take your final shots and die!
I do like the idea of Dingo taking pictures as like his last thing. I think that's really cool. The line about good thing you can connect to the internet is a little awkward.
Van. Mario.
Does seem weird that he was able to still get his maniacal laugh in. I feel like that's something you gotta like whack it and immediately teleport.
I can't believe it. They managed to forcibly detonate the weapon.
This can't be happening.
I see now just how capable he was. He uploaded the footage to the Orbal network cloud by combining his camera and Zypha to distribute it across rural wireless networks.
They should have just had this line. Cut the Dante's line. Because... Yeah. To make that like less awkward, cut the Dante's line about good thing you can connect to the internet, which just feels kind of like random and out of place, and then have the explanation here like almost immediately after, which is fine.
Had he not done so, the footage would have surely been lost.
That's my editor's note.
He was one of the most irritatingly charming guys I've ever met. He was charismatic as all hell. Everything he did was perfect to a T, but he never let his talents get to his head. He probably knew this would happen, but he still didn't turn back. What was that dumbass thinking?
Van.
He did a lot for me and Nina.
Same for all of us as well. To say nothing of all the people in Creil.
It is kind of weird they chose a fairly remote village to detonate their weapon in. Because like if it wasn't just something he could just summon out of the ether like that, it would kind of make sense. Because, you know, maybe smuggling the bomb into like the capital would be kind of hard if it's like a real physical thing. But like, he could have just gone to like the Blacklight district or something and set it off. I mean, it's like he's not even like a known quantity really. Like it's not like there's like wanted posters on every wall or something like that. I feel like he could have easily snuck into the capital city and set it off. Or any of the other, you know, larger cities. So I'm wondering if choosing Creil is just because it's like... Because, I mean, there's two reasons. There could be actually a story reason that they wanted a sparsely populated region, or it could be the more, like, meta reason of it's the most forgettable town. So it being wiped off the face of the planet is less cumbersome for, like, the story. Like, mechanically speaking. Because you pretty much always end up going back to towns at least once. And Creil feels like the most replaceable. How'd they figure out how to use a nuclear weapon? I don't think they were able to finish it. Don't think they did. They had been pretty close to completion, though. They must have been able to bridge the gap with the explosive lens and an artifact. They abandoned the scientific process and relied on brute force to achieve their desired outcome. And they trampled on the wishes of Professor Callahan all the while. So what are we going to do now? A whole lot of people have access to this video. Not like it's been released to the public, but yeah, a lot of people got their hands on it now. I can't believe the CID effectively resorted to blackmailing you just to get access to the video. They could have simply seized the server it was on and blocked access to it until you provided the password Dingo left with you. Regardless, they didn't leave us much choice. Now it's in the hands of the army and the police's top brass, as well as the guild. Certain other nations' intelligence agencies and criminal groups have it as well. I asked Marduk HQ if they have it, but they just said they will get back to me when they have an answer. We watched that shit like 8 times. They are being coy. In other words, I also believe it is safe to assume they have it. Who doesn't have it at this point? Without putting it out there was the CID's decision alone. Also, this shit should be voice acted. By the way, I should not be reading this. This is like plot critical dialogue. Well, mostly plot critical dialogue. I'm thinking there's a higher power at play here. Highest in all of Calvard. Why'd the president want it? Don't know. If he's making a big claim like that, he's probably got some idea why he would. Only one thing we can all agree on. Can't let these guys get away with this shit any longer. You got that right. We just need to sniff out their next move. Wouldn't pull a stunt like this without a plan. There's gotta be a follow-up act. It fit what that guy in the armor told us, too.
Like I said, the real fun will begin at our next playdate.
I mean, you do have to also give them a little bit of props for not setting off the bomb at the, you know, very implied revolutionary festival. Because, like, that would have been, like, I think the easy decision, like, plot-wise. is to set up, you know, a kind of classic, oh no, the big celebration, there's some shady shit going on underneath the surface, and you gotta rush to stop it before the peak of celebrations.
In a joyous carnival of blood and violence, the likes of which the world has never seen.
Because I mean, I definitely did think, you know, okay, they're setting up a terrorist attack to happen during the Revolutionary Festival. So having it actually happen early is definitely a good subversion. The tragedy stuck on the night of that very day. They must have already been preparing for the attack on Creil when we met him. We better be prepared to pay for it too. It's safe to assume they were fully aware of how everyone reacted to this incident. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. So we don't really... Like, what's their goal? Like, they're not very fleshed out in terms of an ideology. I mean, that's mostly intentional, I think. But, I mean, the only thing is he said some shit about, oh, we're gonna storm the palace, which doesn't really, I mean... Because they don't really seem necessarily opposed to the president. If anything, I would say it's more likely that they're working together than working against each other. But, like, I don't really see, like, what it's supposed to accomplish. Because if they're working for the president, it makes sense, right? I mean, basically have a false flag operation to seize executive powers and... make yourself like a real dictator. That would be like kind of like the most easy explanation. But I'm not really, I mean, that just seems kind of like a little cliche, so I don't know if they're going for that. But if it's like, if they are opposing the administration, I don't really see what the logic is. They wanted all eyes on them. Must have been what they were after from the word go. They manipulated Professor Callahan, and when they got what they wanted, they tossed him aside like a used ragdoll. And they proceeded to use his work for the most heinous purpose imaginable, flagrant disregard for human life. Makes me sick. I don't know what our best course of action is, but what I do know is that Dingo gave us a request that we can't refuse. He chose to leave that video in our hands, so I'm seeing this thing through. It's the least I can do for him. You guys good with that? Stuff's probably happening under the surface in Edith too. We can start by hitting up the notice boards while we keep our ears to the ground. We gotta figure out what the CID, the guild, and everyone else is up to. It makes sense to me. Let's put our backs into it. Honestly, I've kind of forgot you were here. Yeah, you managed to make it this far without taking no for an answer? You do know this ain't got nothing to do with you, right? Au contraire, it's got everything to do with me. These are the same bastards who ruined the film festival, and I visited Creil for film shoots before. Right. Plus, I've already signed a lease for a room in this building. What? I've wanted a second home for a while, but this is a safe haven for the paparazzi and as a hideout for my other gig. I'm not about to turn away help when it comes knocking, but you're gonna attract a lot of attention out there. Think I'll be recognized? God, fucking flick her forehead. Not to worry, I'm not third in the line of Phantom Thieves for nothing. If you put on the damn glasses, I'm done. Okay, so the tattoo thing is important. So what do you think? Impressive, right? Oh, that's cool. Sounds like a bargain bin comic book. So that's one of the tools you portrayed. I wonder how it works. Magic? It's not as cool as Nukes, though. That'll do. Now you won't get busted the moment you walk out the door. Probably. Alright, gang, let's get to work. Same deal as always. One team stays inside, the other goes out. Count on everyone to do their thing. Doesn't say final chapter. It's like 2 additional party members to accompany Judith. Okay, Judith is in by default. Well, give me Aaron, give me Rosette. It's been a little while since we had old Rossetti. You can change your holocore by pressing triangle in the orbit menu. Motherfucker, I'm 100 hours into this fucking game. Second, what do you mean you changed my holocore? Why would you do that? Is it different? It's just, no, it's just his regular ass holocore. I thought maybe it got upgraded. Also, where's my Chaos Mare, man? That was the thing we got to like level 3 first. Actually, I think it was this, but... But... Okay, so 4 CP every turn. It's only on your actual turn, though, right? Presumably it works the same way the new gladiator belts work, which seems really underwhelming. And you definitely don't need defense. Like, defense is kind of a dead stat in this game. The only defense you need are guardian procs. What is your thing again? I'm gonna be honest, this shit's ass. I don't want it. S-craft power. EP usage. And what does your holocore look like? You do have 4 art slots, and we could make you an arts person. If we wanted to, like, you wouldn't be that much worse. We don't really have like a good physical one. What's this? Yeah, sure. We'll give you that for now. Because I do not give a shit about 80% chance to absorb magic and 22 physical damage versus 20 strength, 20 physical. Yeah, that seems better. You may be wondering, what does strength do? Well, I mean, how does strength influence attack and damage? Nope, nobody knows. Nobody knows. We need to get you a good, like an action 3 to put there. And what do you have again? Yours are just like a little bit of everything. Alright. I think I might go out and gather some intel after this. Is that okay? He always seems to be one step ahead of us, but I want to get the jump on them this time. I don't know if in the entire series we've ever gotten the jump on the bad guys, if I'm being completely honest. Even when we do, they're like, haha, actually my plan was to get my plan foiled, dumbass. They're all gathered together. They're gonna swarm the palaces and bathe in bourgeoisie blood. A cat meeting? Never seen it like this before. They're all pretty on edge. Perhaps they've sensed something that... I mean, all of us humans are freaking out. They no doubt picked up on that at least, the clever little bastards. I will say, Judah, so... if you could change your appearance at the snap of a finger, why the fuck have you been going around incognito with just your glasses on? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, being an insurance company, we have a customer service hotline open 7 days a week. It really wears me down. I can still play on my lunch breaks at least, but Harry really misses me when I have to crunch. I'd hate to leave him alone for an entire month. I'd be happy to have him stay with us. He comes over to our places for Is this old dialogue? Didn't you just... I'm more worried about you, honestly. Don't burn yourself out, you get me? Being in charge of a whole branch is a pretty big deal. Only ever planned to be in their point of contact at the main office, but it's real hectic over there. They needed backup. We're in some pretty dire straits financially. Things to clear up soon or we'll start having to make cuts. Brother, the economy's apparently the greatest it's ever been in the history of the entire world, and you're struggling? Oh, no, you're screwed. Wait, didn't you already, like... What did he say? Oh, this is the cat dialogue. I'd hate to leave him alone for an entire... Like, didn't they already establish that he's gonna stay with them when he's leaving? How's your office holding up? You're in construction, right? Architectural firm, yeah. We don't do the actual constructing, which is nice, but top brass is saying this construction boom's bound to wear off, and where the market shrinks, layoffs follow. Damn it all, why'd this have to happen? I saw Hans just the other day. He always came down to sell their vegetables. Annie would always stop by to eat. Sister Belisha, too. That's right, they source their vegetables from there. I had no idea. Yeah, this place was a popular spot for them whenever they'd stop by. Heading out to work already? The state of emergency has gotten quite chaotic out there. Will you all be alright? Should be. They're restricting the roads in and out of the city, but we're already inside, so we just sort of stuck here. May as well get some work done while we're here. ADS knows there's gonna be plenty of requests coming in. I don't really think, glad that it seems like they kind of like learned their lesson from Reverie. And to even Azure. Well, Azure didn't retcon the soldiers not dying. It was Cold Steel that did that, but... Because in Azure, as far as you knew, Kia killed all those motherfuckers. Now, it was somewhat justified because, hey, they shoot the dang, you know, at the time, allegory for a nuke. You and I were awfully worried about you, but we weren't the only ones. In truth, Dad was worried sick too. Damn, was he now? I never knew he had a heart of gold. I knew he had a heart of gold. Please, don't take away my food. I'm sorry. I just misspoke. I'm sorry. I'm not heartless. Once I knew Yume was okay, I started wondering about you. Nothing to it. Just be smart out there, like I always say. And especially, yeah? Don't let the writer's work go to waste. I'll make sure of it. Dingo's a regular here too? Yeah, he and Van would frequent this place together. He had only just eaten here for Mariel's celebration. Rotten pieces of shit, all of them. I'm lost for words. The situation just has no compare. And I'm like, I have two minds on Dingo, because on one hand, I'm like, I feel like there was still like a lot to his character that they could have like done more with. But I do. He's definitely like, of the character deaths, like I know we've had a few in the game actually, but his is definitely the most like impactful. Since like they waited a good bit of time, because every other character death has just been either they're kind of like a random NPC, or even someone like Ida. Like, she only gets properly introduced about, like, 40 minutes before she's killed off. So, that is one thing that, you know, I'll definitely compliment. The game they seem to be kind of learning their lessons, maybe, from some of the ways other plot points in the previous games just haven't quite hit. Now, if they bring him back from the dead, then, you know... Obviously, none of that, all that can be retracted. File will contract catcher in the event of suspicious activity or if persons of interest are detected. Something about a bodyguard mode, right? That's pretty cool. We don't know what A's gonna do next, so best stay on her toes. But as of right now, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that when they say somebody's dead, they're probably dead. Didn't see a body though. Did not. You do gotta remember rule number 1. No body, they're not dead. That reminds me. Are you alright with your room, Judith? Oh yeah, it's perfectly fine. You even got me furniture and everything. Oh yeah, we should go look at her room. I wasn't expecting you to recognize me off screen. Well, as the landlady, I know a thing or two of my tenants. I mean, she's not that different looking. She's different looking enough that like I would expect the normal person not to instantly know it's her, at least with the different hair color, but you're not that different enough that somebody who already knows you're here wouldn't recognize you. She's quite astute, yes? Brings it back to when I first moved in. I mean, she wasn't astute enough not to sleep with Maxim. It does worry me sometimes how late Yume stays up playing. With all that energy, being cooped up inside is just torture for her. If you see her while you're out and about, make sure to say hello, okay? Can't stand even talking about that sleazebag. I'll look past him for now. I'll leave him for later. My sweet Paulette, that little weasel, comes around here again. He's getting a face full of skillet. Is he okay there? Let's just say it's a family affair. You just doesn't know about that, does she? Just only a matter of time before she finds out. Right, did she get wrapped up with that Maxim guy? I'm surprised that she and her dad don't care for him. Well, the whole thing got swept under the rug because of all the other stuff at the time. And that article smelled like BS anyway. Probably figured it was a misunderstanding. Bah, radio and the rags are all saying the same thing. Just nothing else going on. Them politicians had better not be sitting on their asses and twiddling their thumbs. Guess they did do the state of emergency at least. You youngins better be careful out there, got it? But like, what are they doing with the state of emergency? That's the question. And you new girl, you stand out in those clothes. Don't go showing off too much skin. Is it that much skin? I mean, it's a decent amount of skin, but not enough to get scolded over it. I mean, I don't think you should get scolded for what you wear at all, but it scared the pants off me for a second there. I thought you figured me out. Unless you're like a kindergarten teacher, maybe? Or something. Don't go spacing out on me, Miss A-lister. Like, I don't know if you should be like, you know, teaching kids in a string bikini, per se. Government's dragging their feet and their knuckles as usual. Maybe all the peace made them forget how to run things. And kids these days, I swear. Bah! Whatever. You folks be careful out there.
A state of emergency has been declared.
Yeah, when it comes to like revealing outfits, I'm definitely on the side of the horny people.
Say, why not take some flowers with
It
you?
doesn't bother me. The way like cringe-ass writing bothers me. So, those idols I met recently, they asked me to direct some of their music. Being honest, that genre's pretty far out of my wheelhouse. I gave it my best shot. Think it turned out alright. Hopefully it's still as cheery as I wanted it to be. Once they nail the basics, the message should shine through. I'm just giving them a helping hand, as it were. It's okay, it doesn't matter what the lyrics are, they just want to dance. Apparently this is the debut song they wrote. I'll tidy up as best as I can. Been a while since I got some good news. Hope this debut will help lift my spirits. Getting pretty bleak. At Creil Village, people keep coming by for sympathy flowers. Still doesn't register in my mind. How does an entire village just disappear?
Say, why not take some flowers with you? I hope I see you again.
See, if you'd played the previous games, you'd know about villages disappearing.
What do I do?
The goddess of the sky is always watching over us.
Oh, Hades, you who extend your divine charity to us humans below, please forgive us in our foolishness, for we have sown conflict and hatred among ourselves. I pray the good people of Creil may join you at your holy side. It's much more solemn than usual today. Oh, that's different. Usually our heads up in the clouds. Never hearing from somebody she lost her family in a terrorist attack. Maybe that's sort of the reason why she's otherwise so jovial. That's kind of neat. Adding a little bit of somberness to one of the more wacky NPCs. One of the things is, you know, one of the great strengths of the series is the making even the random NPCs feel like real characters. Blessings be everyone. Heading out at a time like this, please do be careful. Of course, we'll make sure of that. I mean, I don't think we're gonna get riots out in the streets or anything like that. Opposite, really. Everybody's drained. They don't know what to do. But I think if anybody can help them, it's you guys here at the church. Absolutely. No matter the situation, the church will always extend its hand to those in need. I'll be here as well. I can't deny I'm nervous, but I have to stay strong. Please stay safe, everyone. 3 days have passed. Creil Village is still shrouded in mystery. I understand many feels directionless. Our duty, however, has not changed. I shall conduct another mass today and comfort those lost in fear and anxiety. May we one day welcome peace again under the auspiciouses of the goddess. You know, something would be kind of cool is if, like, people, since it's like nobody knows what happened, like it seems like it's still kind of being kept secret about what destroyed the village, is if they kind of, this is when you connect it back to Reverie and have people be like, is the damn fucking energy tower, is that shit back? Do we need to obey Crossbell and crack some skulls? You guys hide in the energy tower, you little shits? We have many a churchgoer in for prayer today. I understand everyone's feeling uneasy. I need to work as hard as I can to calm their spirits. They're depending on me. It's definitely, like, a little out of the ordinary, right, for, like, a terrorist attack to, like, nobody know. Because, I mean, I don't even know if they've, you know, mentioned who's done it yet. Because not immediately knowing what group is responsible for a terrorist attack, like, in the couple days after, is not completely out of the norm. I mean, usually they get claimed, right? But, because that's the thing that makes it weird for Almada, who, even for the people who know of them, they're just like organized crime to do like a random mass casualty attack for no reason. It would be kind of like, because usually, you know, a lot of times, you know, terrorist attacks, they like unite the populace. But like in this situation where it's like the government can't even tell you like who did it or why they did it, like not even offer like a kind of bullshit excuse for why they were targeted. I feel like people would be like kind of pissed off. All the girl has been nervous about something. I think we're okay though. Alright, but I heard on the radio that Creil Village is gone. I'll keep everyone here safe, I promise. Won't let all that bad stuff happen here. Made me think of a new super move. I call it the Flash Caliber. I'll take my bike and I jump off her and I kick him in the face. You read too many comic books, Harry. Thanks. I think we feel a little better. Actually, Harry's gonna be the strongest person who's ever existed. No, that's not true. Unfortunately, Harry, you got introduced properly. If you're gonna become the strongest character who's ever existed, you just have to like pop out of the ether. Just randomly show up and be like, hey, I know I've never been mentioned before, ever. I'm God. He's a real big dummy, but sometimes it's a good thing. Because if they were like, hey, in 5 games, this little random NPC kid you talked to a few times is actually the strongest person in existence, that'd be dope. You look really familiar, but I think I'm just remembering wrong. Can't say I met you before. This girl's sharp. That's a new face. Never seen anything like that before. Yeah, I think I was mixing you up with someone else. Kind of foamed it in there, felt like. I mean, really what you do is you probably own it. You say, yeah, I get confused with Judith Lannister all the time. I think Harry's made me calmer, older. He's so Piper, I sort of balance him out. He just goes on and on about everything, but that's okay. I'll talk about this some more today. Every hero needs a special move or something like that. I gotta think of one. I can't mope around when I could be thinking of my super move. Dad's got it tough. He tried to save Yume and Mark if things get bad. Or he's too tired to save Yume and Mark. Maybe I can use my bike to save him in a pinch. That'd be my superhero move. Mom and Dad said a lot of people died. I don't really get it. Kinda scared. Yeah, me too. We can't stay sad. Grandpa always says that laughter is the best medicine. If you're too sad, you might get sick. You have to at least try and be happy, okay? Really? Yes. Yeah, my chest's been kind of heavy lately. Maybe I should go to the chapel for a checkup? Sure, we can pray there too. Let me come along with you. Oh, but Mommy said we shouldn't go out alone. So, let's invite Sheena and Harry too. Ah, good idea. Where's this fucking cat? Can I already talk to the cat? Little fucker got... Oh yeah, also let's visit Judith's room. Okay. Incredible. Very glad I came back. When you need the double doors to cloud to hide the terrible singing. Oh, that's Rosette's room. Judith? That's Catra's room, presumably. I'm just stereotyping you. This is Fairy's room. Probably. I mean, the bear, I was like, oh, it's Anya's, but then everything else is like bullets. I don't think Anya's just has like the combat knife laying on her dresser. Respect if she did, though. That's Aaron's. Okay, this is her room. Oh, it's the mother, presumably. And that... Well, one of you... Well, actually, no, this is maybe the mother, then. I can't remember... Didn't they say they were both singers? I know they said the grandmother was a singer, but I thought the mom was too, but this is like a movie poster. So yeah, that's probably the grandmother, and this is the mother, since one's in color. Gonna be honest, I don't know if you got the looks. I don't know if you inherited them all. How did an entire village vanish like that? I thought the horrors from 2 years ago would surface again. Or I never thought. So what is the army doing? Don't they have the city locked down all the way through the rest of the exam season? Oh, word, it's anything but that. At least they do kind of reference the... Because if you're ever going to be like, hey, let's rehash stuff from Reverie, this would be the time. Or it's not really rehash. Well, it's kind of rehashing. But it's like we're doing it better this time, so I can't be too mad. Got all the questions in the reference book right. I told you I could do this. You know they print the answers in the back? Man, when I started just looking there, it got a lot easier. Mom's not on my butt anymore either. That feels good. I'll do an all-nighter for me tonight. Had some bugging for a while now. Ain't my business. Don't got the time anyway. Okay. That's like dialogue when you have a request, but you've talked to the NPC too early. Hey Van, looks like you got Judy with ya. Hey Anya, thank you for yesterday. Don't tell me. You seriously get ID by Anya? But it's up in the bath or something? It would not possibly... You're easier to read, you'd be a nursery rhyme. I'll never complain about more regulars coming in. I'll give you posted when our calmer hours tend to be. If it's just you, I can see about renting out a private space for you when you come in. Just let me know. I really appreciate that. Thank you. No better way to recharge. Need my bath fixed to stay fit and fresh or I get all cold and creaky. I agree, man. It sounds like she's over the hill and says something like that. Mr. Arkwright, I suggest you keep some observations to yourself. Old ass. We're a public bathhouse, so we're always around whenever you need to chill out. People are kind of on edge, and I don't blame them. Even old Huck hasn't popped in for a while now. But worrying isn't going to fix things. This place is for relaxing. Come in however often you need to.
Welcome to Laguna!
I'm bathing. Paying money to bathe. It's a damn scam.
That's the stuff.
The steam feels quite pleasant.
That was nice and refreshing.
Come back anytime!
Do we still leave Catra outside if we had him in the party? Only got, what, a couple people left? We'll try and finish up the area so I don't get, baited into forgetting about the shop people. I only got in touch with Kaina. She said she doesn't know anything about the explosion, though. See, thank heavens there were at least some survivors. If I remember correctly, she's an acquaintance of yours? Yeah, Goddard over in Creil Village. He helped us over a bunch out over the years. But, I just don't get it. Why? We will stop them. I won't risk until that weapon is dead and buried.
Alrighty.
Only though my research can save people in the real world, it really puts my mind at ease. Can't begin to imagine the grief running through their heads. It's difficult trying to face them at all. But I can't sit idly by and do nothing. I'll make what intelligence inroads I can. According to my calculations, it was supposed to be safe outside, but I never expected something like this. Just why? What do I say to her after that? I just don't know what to do. I mean, I don't know if there's anything you can do, man. That's something she's gotta... I mean, all you can do is say, hey, if you need to talk, I'm here, but otherwise I think you gotta let them work that out on their own. Why did this have to happen? Those were people we knew, people who worked at the workshop over there. Just think Hades kinda made it. She was in here in Edith at the time. I can't imagine how she feels. Still no word from Dad. I don't think he was in Creil, so I'm hoping he's okay, but I just feel terrible. Oh yeah, the general store. Where is that? Over here? Yep, kids are always so full of energy. The Mafia are behind all that, were they? Hades alive. What is the world coming to? Don't let your guard down. I know you deal with a lot of those types. And I'm worried for the girls in your group out there on the streets. You folks be careful, alright? I mean, you should worry about them because they're children, not because they're girls. Dan? And we, you know, we do have another child who's not a girl. Alright, I do, just out of curiosity, see if there's any extra dialogue for old catty catchers. For the bathing stuff. And we'll add both of you, just to see her. You say anything? Lose another 200 mirror, man. Oh, whoops.
Stepping inside?
Nope, still just flying solo.
Perfect.
I'm really working up a sweat.
Oh, no, there he is.
It's so nice and warm in here.
That really hit the spot.
Come back anytime.
No, she's freezing. Like that's like the kind of noise you make when you like walk and you get in the pool and it's ice cold, or like the stream. But yeah, what's your dialogue? Are those chilling up here? Oh, okay. Where are the dots? I'm baited. Where are the dots? You were like there and then you disappear. Oh, there you are. I guess I didn't think you'd both be in here. Wanda continued their efforts to decipher A's next move. The company is also investigating Ikaruga, albeit with little success. The situation does unnerve me, but I will continue to investigate to the best of my ability. I hit up some of my newer contacts to try and get a lead. Everywhere's kind of a mess right now. There's nothing concrete tipping us off to A's next move. I don't know what they're planning next, but no one can get him to letting them do it. Alright, on that note, we will call it here. Next time, we'll continue on with Chapter 5, which may or may not be the last chapter. I mean, usually they say finale, so I'm a little surprised, but it could be maybe the finale's shorter, or like one of these is shorter, but we'll see. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part, and bye guys.